Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. It's July the 22nd, and we're reading in Psalm 59 and 60. Now, Psalm 59 is a Mitchum of David, so we all know now what that means. A Mitchum means it's a teaching psalm. It is a psalm of David in which the children of Israel learn. They learn about the Lord, and they learn about how to be righteous people in the old covenant. He begins, "Deliver me from my enemies, O my God. Defend me from them that rise up against me." This is a Mitchum of David when Saul sent spies and they watched the house to kill him. You see, they stalked David in the open day. They watched him. They spied upon him, and they were the spies and the assassins of Saul. He says, "Deliver me from the workers of iniquity. Save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait against my soul. The mighty are gathered against me. Not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Lord. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold, thou therefore, O Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors." Selah. You see, David is calling upon the Lord to save him, but it's not the salvation of Christian salvation. It is the salvation of his physical life from his enemies that would seek to take hold of him and kill him. He says they return at evening. They make a noise like a dog. They go round about the city. They belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who, they say, doth hear? You see, David says they're noisy. We can hear them shuffling in the dark. We can hear them speaking bad things about me under their breath. But thou, O Lord, shalt laugh at them. Thou shalt have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon thee, for God is my defence. See, God is my defence. He says, the God of my mercy shall prevent me. Now, that word prevent there, it's an old-fashioned English word, which actually has now switched its meaning. It means the opposite to what it meant when it was originally written, translated. Thy mercy shall not prevent me, but shall encourage me. God shall let me see my desire upon my enemies. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by thy power, and bring them down. Okay, O Lord, our shield, for the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. Now, let me say, this psalm is very much a psalm written in its day. It's a psalm that no Christian can ever pray. I mean, my password is the next verse, 13, and may I say, if you're a Christian, don't pray this. It says here, "Consume them in wrath, consume them, that they may not be. And let them know that God ruleth in Jacob unto the ends of the earth." Selah. He's calling upon them the wrath of God. He's calling the wrath of God to come down upon his enemies. This is the theology of the old covenant. This is the theology of a nation that is in covenant relationship with Jehovah. And he's brought himself into a relationship with them in such a way that their physical lives, their lives of physical mortality, is the most important thing. He says, and at evening let them return, and let them make a noise like a dog, and go round about the city. Let them wander up and down for meat, and grudge if they are not satisfied. But I will sing of thy power, yea, I will sing aloud of thy mercy in the morning. For thou hast been my defence and refuge in the day of trouble. Unto thee, O my strength, will I sing, for God is my defence and the God of my mercy. So there we are. There's David. Now, Psalm 60 is very similar. Although the circumstances are different, it's a Mitchum of David to teach again when he strove with Aram Naharaim and with Aram Zobah, when Joab returned and smote of Edom in the valley of Salt 12,000. It's a prayer for help. I've called it a prayer for help. O God, thou hast cast us off. Thou hast scattered us. Thou hast been displeased. O turn thyself to us again. He's calling upon God to come back and help us. He says, thou hast made the earth to tremble. Thou hast broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shaketh. Thou hast shown thy people hard things. Thou hast made us to drink the wine of astonishment. Thou hast given a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of thy truth. Selah. That thy beloved may be delivered. Save with thy right hand, and hear me. God hath spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice. I will divide Shechem, and mete out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, Manasseh is mine. Ephraim also is the strength of my head. Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia, triumph thou because of me. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? Will not thou, O God, which hast cast us off? And thou, O God, which doth not go out with our armies, give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. And my password for the second psalm is in verse 12. I'm having two today. He says, through God we shall do valiantly. You know, that's a classic phrase which lots of Christians take to heart and use to give them courage. Through God we shall do valiantly. But may I suggest, it's not something that Christians should take to heart at all. Because you see, that's just one phrase of a longer sentence. For he it is that shall tread down our enemies. You know, as Christians, we don't have enemies. We do not actually physically go to war. We do not put our Bronze Age swords upon our sides. We do not take our spears and our targets in our hand. No, that's not our situation today as Christians at all. And therefore, through God we shall not do valiantly. You see, the idea through God we shall do valiantly is that through God we will enter into physical combat with our enemies. And that, of course, says the New Testament, is not our role today. Paul says this. He says, we do not fight against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, etc. So this is again another psalm that's very much a psalm of its day. It's in the Old Covenant. It's in a people that are surrounded by enemies, and it's for the covenant people that they might seek God's help in the day of battle. So there we are. There's these two psalms for today. It's very interesting, isn't it, to go through these psalms. I'm finding that the more